Hello, 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 and welcome to the Joy of Connection. It is so fabulous to have you here, and it doesn't matter where you are. So if you're in the UK, it's good evening, and if you're in the States, it's good afternoon, and if you're in California, like our guest, it's still good afternoon, isn't it? It's kind of late morning. It's good afternoon, I guess. So you've got 2 afternoons going on. So welcome, everyone. So fabulous for you to join us this evening. And tonight we have a fabulous guest, Lorraine Littles. Now, before I talk a bit about our wonderful guest, I just wanted to say that this week's topic is about confidence. You know, it's such an important thing, and so many of us lack it, and so many of us wish for it, and some of us have too much of it. So which camp do you fall in? Are you one of the people that have too much of it, too little of it? You know, put a note in the chat, let me know. Put something in the comments and let us know where you stand on that. But I wanted to mention something from a post that I made earlier on in the week. So in the post, I wrote, confidence is not they will like me. Confidence is I'll be fine if they don't. So what do you think about that? I think that it's a wonderful thing to just not worry about what people say and be who you are. That's the most important thing. Thank you, Leslie. Leslie's saying she likes my necklace. Yes, the little piece I have that I'm wearing tonight. Hopefully it'll stay and the girls will keep it supported. So going back to our guest tonight, Lorraine Littles is an amazing woman. I've known her for 30-something years, so we go way back, to say the least. And, you know, there's so many wonderful things I could say about her. But I reached out to some friends and family members that know her and asked them what they thought, how they would describe her. And just a few words were vivacious, which I would totally agree with, determined, without a doubt, fortitude, she has fortitude. That sort of sums her up without a doubt. And excellence, yes. This is the person I go to when I want everything to be perfect, to look amazing. Lorraine is the wonderful person. So let's bring Lorraine on so you can meet this wonderful person. Come on, bring her on. Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Mish. Good morning. Well, good day. It's lunchtime. Hello, my darling Michelle, and hello to all the wonderful viewers of Joy of Connection. I'm one too. Since Michelle started, I've been looking, and I'm delighted to be here with you today. Delighted.
Oh, I'm so honored. So thank you so much. So before we get into it, I would like you to tell our viewers, our audience, where you live and where you're from.
Certainly. I'd like to tell the viewers that I was born in the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm such an island girl, but now, having lived in England and many places in between, now I live in Southern California. I live out in Orange County.
Okay. And so can you tell everyone where we connected? Where did we meet?
Absolutely. It's such a lovely story, Nish, because of what that connection led to. Yes. I went to a staffing agency in New York to apply for a job. And I was sent to Republic National Bank in New York City, where Michelle was one of the HR human resources executives. And it was Michelle who interviewed me. And I have to tell you, Michelle must have known that we were going to be lifelong friends, because I certainly was surprised when she said, you have to take a typing test. Oh, all right. And I think I must have managed 35 words per minute with about 50 mistakes. But Michelle said, up you go. She sent me up to see the chap. And that was in New York City. And the great thing about that, viewers, and our lovely guest here this evening, is that Nish then went on to become a dear friend of so many of my dear friends. So it's been a wonderful, encompassing relationship.
It has indeed. It has indeed.
And also, can I just say, Michelle was at the birth of Charles and James. I had my twins in Lenox Hill in '92, and the next day I was allowed to see all my friends, and Mish was at the bedside, and we have that picture with all of my tribe. So yes,
don't show that picture of me. I don't know how I look.
No, you look fabulous. And so we go way back, and it's been an amazing friendship. Thank you, Mish.
And we have some wonderful friends between us.
Yes, so we certainly do. And I know one is looking, Brian is on.
Yes, absolutely. And Brian is saying that you're looking absolutely fabulous, as we know Brian she would be. And I'm just going to give you some feedback from the audience. Eva says, I am that statement. I'm not quite sure which statement, Eva, so please embellish. Joanna says, hello.
Hello, Joanna.
Brian again says, this is true, and I'm so proud of you both. So thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Denise says, hi.
Hello, love.
Hi, everyone. Joanna again says, hi, Lorraine. Ooh,
hi, Joanna. Joanna probably is a Trini too, or something like that, when she said same statement.
That was Eva, who's Guyanese. So there's a bit of, we've got some Caribbean people in the house tonight.
Eva, mommy is Guyanese, so I'm delighted you're there.
Oh, look at that. How's my father? Look, I knew that.
You really? Yeah, mommy's born in Guyana.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Okay,
yes.
One big Caribbean family. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. Tinged with Europe. Tinged with Europe.
Well, with a lot of things, we're going to get to that. So we have Claudia also saying, good evening, Michelle and Lorraine. And
hi, Claudia.
And Gwen says, hello, ladies. Hi, Gwen. So this is wonderful. This is wonderful. So Lorraine, tell me a little bit about if you have a spiritual practice, or if you have any form of ritual that you adhere to.
You know, it's interesting you asked that question, Mish. And I thought, I said to myself, I wonder what is the best way to approach it. And I'll tell you what. I was brought up a Roman Catholic and deep Catholicism. I mean, my granny actually had tea on Sundays with the bishop in Trinidad. So, deep. Here's what happened, Mish. In 2008, my dad died, and I became a lost person. I couldn't get the solace anywhere. I couldn't run to church every Sunday. I couldn't find it. And I had to dig deep into other parts of myself. Yes. And I suppose if I have anything, Mish, now, God is in all of us. It's a deep spirituality based on that. I've read a lot of books. I know once we spoke about The Secret, and that was the book that just did it for me. And I guess that's where I am, Mish. I'm meditating and I'm living my life based on how I treat people, how I behave every day. That's my spirituality. Of course, I believe in God as much as I believe in the Allah, the Holy Quran, Ganesh, and everybody, every single person. That's Having said that, it's here. It emanates from here, Mish.
Yeah. And I think it's really important that, a lot of us in the 21st century, we're not subscribing only to one religion or one school of thought, but we're open-minded about encompassing all different kinds of school of thought and then determining how that fits in your life and what suits you. So that's absolutely beautiful. I love that. I love that. So I just want to go back to the audience again. Oh, we've got somebody saying hello from West Africa. I don't know who that is. Oh, I think I know who that is. I think I know who that is. I'll come back to you. I think that might be Sabrina. And Eva says, Guyana in the house. Guyanese in the house.
Yes, indeed, love. The Georgetown Wall.
So guys, we're going to talk more about confidence because it's something that I think Lorraine's been able to use really well and to meander different people, different groups of people, different societies, everything. But before we get to that, I just want to ask the audience, does self-confidence make you attractive? What do you guys think? Good question, huh? Yeah, let me know. What do you think? Do you think it makes you look and feel attractive? I mean, I feel very confident, but is that why? Does that exude attraction and sexiness and sensuality? I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. Give us some words. Put them out there. So, Lorraine, let's talk a little bit about your passion. You've worked in, well, we're not going to come to that part. Let's talk a little bit about your passion for life and the things that drive you and excite you. And I know when we had our pre-chat, we talked about literature, we talked about art, we talked about the beach, we talked about so many things and flowers. I mean, you also post the most wonderful exotic flowers that you grow just in your own garden. So, I see there's a little plug for her flowers. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. I got the tip finally. Once you were here, I got it.
Nish, here it is. I was so lucky. I had the most fabulous aunt growing up in Trinidad and Tobago. She was the Trinidad it girl of her day. And from the tiniest, earliest memories, she instilled nothing but confidence in me. Who would know it was confidence, right? Nobody would know as a little girl. But everything had to be the best. Everything. And it wasn't just about money. I mean, it's not about money. It's about having that je ne sais quoi, having that sense that you belong, having that sense that it's going to always be absolutely right. Reese, and I'll tell you something, and then I'll really answer a little closer. And I just want to share this. We're all in lockdown, and we love tennis. So there is a Newport Beach tennis club not far from here. And we were there one day, and I said to Charles, my twin boy, I said, Charles, I don't know if we're going in there because perhaps it's only members. And he looked at me and he said, so, Mummy, when has that ever stopped you?
I was just going to ask you the same thing.
So, off we went. And that really is where it started, Niche. And so much so that I didn't even know that people perceived me as too much, not enough, too much confidence, not enough, whatever. I just assumed that everybody would accept me for who I am. Well, the places that I've been. I had my own businesses in England. I worked in staffing. I worked for the Trinidad Tobago High Commission. I worked for BWIA. I worked for so many places. And always, I've loved them all. But everywhere, it's always been, she's a lot. She's a lot. And people think you're a lot when you're your authentic self. I can't be anything other than that.
That's right.
I cannot do it. The very passion that drives the success I've had over the years in my business niche is the very passion that people always go like that, and I'm like, no, you're going to have to take all of me or none of me.
That's right. That's right.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
All the years working for beautiful companies, in the last 26 years, I've been in luxury goods, as you know.
Yes.
And a girlfriend wrote to me and she said, Lo, you were born luxury goods. And I laughed, because I was telling, she knows you, Beth Talabisco, that lovely girl from you, who sent me to you.
Yes.
And she sends her love me. And I remember saying to myself, everyone always says, where did you like the best? Did you like Cartier? Did you like De Beers? Did you like Tiffany? Did you like Harry Winston? Did you like whatever? And I've always said, I've liked them all because they've all been interesting experiences in the totality of my life. My work is just one small part of my life.
And that's so important. That's so important. And I love that you said that because many people take their jobs as a way of defining who they are. And it's just one part of what you do. It's not
Absolutely.
everything. So if
Absolutely.
that's what you do, then, then that's the problem. So just going to the audience a little bit, we've got some feedback here. So Leslie said, self-confidence makes me feel great. And I agree with you, Leslie. It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And another person said, absolutely. I think it shows you're in tune with the essence of who you are.
Absolutely.
And Eve said, I think there's a relationship. Oh, I lost that one. I think there's a relationship between confidence and success.
Yes.
That's key, Eva. I think you're right. I think you're right. And Leslie also says, my nan loved me unconditionally and gave me the confidence to be myself. So, again, it's standing on the shoulders of the people that came before us that give us so much of that. I was speaking about that on a post that I had so much of a wonderful reaction about, because I spoke about my confidence and that it came from my dad, and that my father was basically, you don't have a choice about not being confident. This is how it goes. This is what we do as lows. We're confident. So I didn't know any differently. But when I was bullied in school for being the only black girl and I came home crying, my dad would just look at me, what's that all about? You just go out there and be your confident self. Don't worry about what they like or don't like. That's not your problem. That's their problem. It's not yours.
Absolutely. 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 And people try to bully you even in your adult life in many circumstances.
Yeah.
And, you go back to your authentic sense. You go back to your authentic self.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. And so we have a few more comments here. Leslie again says, all of me or none of me. Love it. She loved it just like that. That's brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a great one. And I'm just trying to see if anyone else said anything. Did I miss anyone? No, I think I got everyone. That's wonderful.
We're getting lots of comments. That's wonderful.
So just to touch on this, we're talking about the fact that you work in the luxury brand industry, and a lot of people here may not have even been in a luxury store, and many of them may have spent plenty of time in there. And maybe after lockdown, some people are saying, yeah, you know what, I'm going to take that trip to Tiffany's that I always said I was going to do. I'm going to go here and take a look at something that I never did before because I thought I couldn't afford it. It wasn't for me. But now, you know what? Life is life, and I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to do whatever the things I wanted to do and just have a great time. So we know that Valentine's Day is coming up in a couple of weeks. And I'm just throwing that out there, for some people who might be listening, who might have a partner, who they're thinking, about time they proposed to me, they're taking their time, sweet time with this, and they're thinking about a diamond, let's say. Let's say they're thinking about getting a nice diamond. Ding, 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 ding. Tell us about the 4 C's, because we always hear about this, right? When people are talking about buying a diamond, what are the 4 C's? Just educate us, please. Let us know. What does that mean? Some of us may not know. What does that mean?
I'm happy to do it, but I'll just say before I talk about the 4 C's, diamonds are formed in deep, deep, deep in the earth over billions of years. So the mere idea that you've decided to give someone you love a diamond is really speaking volumes about you, that you are bringing something that is so organic. It gets commercial, but there's another side to it. Talking now about diamonds, the 4 C's are carat, color, clarity, and cut. And frankly, carat speaks to weight, the weight of the diamond. Okay. And so there are 100 points in 1 carat. For a long time, young men believed, and this myth came up maybe through advertising, that you had to have 2 months of salary put aside to buy a ring. But let's say you made $500 a month, then it would be $1,000. But let's say you made $50,000 a month, then it's $100,000. So it really doesn't matter. What matters is the color of the diamond, the clarity of the diamond, the cut of the diamond, and of course the weight will be based on what you can afford.
So it's not true that, it's not about the size. Size doesn't always matter.
That is such a wonderful comment, Michelle. Over 26 years, lovely young men and older men from all over the world have sat in front of me and said, is it true size matters, Mrs. Littles? And I always say, I think so. Of course, no young lady was hoping to get 10 points where you can barely see the diamond. Every young lady wants to go to her best friend. Oh, my darling, look, look, John gave me this. You know, it's part of the magic of the whole thing, isn't it?
It is. It is. It just makes you feel good, whether you know
So,
what it
so
is or
yes.
not. I love that. I love that. So, speaking about passion and the things that we love, we talked a bit about the beautiful beach, Mayara. How do I pronounce it correctly?
Mayaro.
Yeah, Mayara
Yes.
Beach.
Yes.
That you're planning to launch your own website, your own thing about it. So tell us a bit about your thing, because what I loved about it, it wasn't so much of a business. It was really about your passion. So can you tell us a bit more about that and where it is and what it
Uh,
stands for?
Absolutely. And thank you for asking, Mish. I appreciate it. My
Sure.
Aro life is born out of my love and devotion to a beautiful beach in Trinidad and Tobago called Mayaro. And from a very young age, I spent all my Easter and summer holidays there on the beach, in the sea, pulling seine, it's a French word for netting, to bring the fish in. It was a passion that my father and I shared, and it meant a lot to me, and it still does. And from that niche, my grandparents had a beautiful cocoa and coffee estate, so all of my life, all I did was run wild on the beach, run wild in the on the estate with no shoes. So much so that when I got to England, I was sort of considered a little savage because I really didn't like wearing my shoes, which I thought was hilarious. Anyway, that's where it comes from, Mish. And of course, because I share my flowers. I'm lucky. I have a beautiful garden here. But where we get lucky is the weather. The weather is perfect out here in Southern California. We pay a sunshine tax.
Do you really?
No, but we might have. And out of, again, the love of literature. I put some of my favorite books out here today simply because I'm often reading 3 or 4 books at the same time. It's a passion of mine: music, dance, theater, everything that you could think of that is a cultural input. It's what I love. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to share it. And just before we came on, I got a letter from my lawyer and my accountant that my Arrow Life has actually come into being as an entity. So very soon I shall be launching it. So I'm very pleased.
Very good, very good.
Yes,
And I love
yes.
that you're doing something that feels good, because the whole part of Joy of Connection is talking about self-love and self-care. And sometimes it's not even about buying anything or going anywhere. Sometimes, especially being in lockdown for us, lockdown for us.
Well, it feels like lockup sometimes.
It does. But to be able to look on a website and sort of be wafted away to a dream place or a place that you knew nothing about, never even thought about visiting, but you're learning about the culture, you're learning about the people, you're learning about the things. Oh, we're getting a congratulations here for you from Selena and Johanna saying, "I love your enthusiasm, Lorraine." Yes, that's one of the things she is. And so, I think that it's really, really key that you're bringing to the table something that's really, I don't know, it's like soft on the heart.
Yes, and that was the idea, Mish, in sort of totality. The idea is to share joy, to share health, to share beauty, to share community. And if anything, I've always loved nurturing people. It's just who I am. As a tiny girl, I thought I was going to be a teacher. But anyway, and that is what I want to do. Somebody asked me the other day, is it going to be commercial? Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. All I know is for now, it's something that I love, that I enjoy sharing so much. This morning I went out, Mish, because I knew we were going to be together, and I made this bouquet for you.
Can you bring it closer? Can we get a closer look? I want the audience to see how fabulous you are.
Absolutely. 2 minutes. I was in my garden for exactly 2 minutes, and I was able to make this just for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm always sorry that I'm so far from all of my closest friends because I can't get there to give it.
Yes.
But that's it. I don't, commercial, no. It's going to be sharing community of love, of joy, of spirit. That's what it's going to be.
And I love that you talk about community because you don't only speak to it, but you live it. You know, you live with your husband, your sons, and your mother in California. You know, you're living that life that many people may have thought, oh, I don't know if I'd want to live with my family, and now wish they could be with them.
Yes,
And
very much so.
you're living that dream that many of us wish for. You know,
Absolutely.
so that's so beautiful that, you know, you speak of community and you live it.
And
Really.
can I just say about Mum? Mum is 87, and Mum is the most amazing person you will ever meet. She's been in tremendous pain for 10 years, arthritis. Having said that, her spirit is so indelible, it's nonstop. And her biggest advice to me throughout all of life: throw it behind you, Lo. Whenever any crisis has come, Lo, throw it behind you.
I love
My granny would say, take a shower, powder, and come again the next day. You're brand new. And this is why I bring this simply to talk about the self-confidence that, again, it's never set, it's never formed. You're working on it constantly. You're reaffirming it. You're looking to yourself for the answers, not anyone else.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, our confidence grows as we grow, right?
Yes,
As our
very much so.
yeah, as our experiences become richer, we become richer with our confidence. And so, you know, let me ask you, Lorraine, for anybody that's listening that is lacking confidence or struggling with confidence, do you have any words for them? Do you have any advice on how they can work on that?
You know, here's my advice. I know from my own self, and I feel I could share it with everyone else. There have been times when I didn't even feel I wanted to get out of bed, as jolly hockey sticks as I am. And what if I had to do? Turn again and again to love. Love is the key to all of it. It keeps you going, guys. And self love, yes, but love of others. Put it out. Put it out. Just turn to love. I know it's simple, but believe me, it works.
And you know what? That flows nicely into my next question, because as you know, one of my favorite singers is Stevie Wonder, and my quote for this season is his song "Love is in need of love today." And you've just spoken to that. You know how important love is. Don't delay. Send yours in right away. That's what he said.
Send yours in right away.
And I love that because you're saying that, yes, love of self is really important. But the thing is, once you love yourself, you're able to expand that and extend that to others. You know, if we don't love ourselves, we can't truly love other people. So we have to start here. But once we're comfortable with here, sharing the love is nothing. It's
absolutely,
easy.
absolutely.
I should say easier.
It's easier. It's easier. And you know, when you talk about, send your love today, I always say to myself that if I have an opportunity to reach out to somebody, I'm going. You know, a lot of times people feel a little hesitant. No, I better not. I better not. Do it. Do it. You may just save a life. You may just save somebody from a lot of pain because there's someone prepared to listen, someone prepared to offer a few words just of encouragement. Forget wisdom. You know, who made me wise? Nobody. It's just encouragement, support. I think that's the biggest thing that any of us can do. And I look forward to doing it with all my friends. I can't tell you, they wish I'd get off the phone.
Oh, I'm just going to give you some feedback as well before I move on to the next question. Annette, my sister in Florida, says such gorgeous flowers. So she's sending you love about that. There you go. Leslie said, congratulations. She's so missing the sea, but there's not a lot of sea. There's no sea or beach in Leicestershire, which is where she lives. And Eva said, it's such a wonderful theme of sharing of joy, well-being, and community.
Thank you.
Leslie again says, throw it behind you. Perfect. You are not your story.
You're not. You're not. You're
Ooh,
not.
Leslie, you need to embellish on that a little bit more. I love that. I love that. Yeah. And Selena, who's here from West Africa, says, thanks for sharing that. Love is the key. She really appreciated that. Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Listen, you're talking tonight. I love it. Bring it on, girl. She says, so true. I have seen how love and support saves lives. Absolutely. And, you know, I want to add to that because Or someone said, Lorraine, you can call me anytime. I would love to talk with you. Okay. Please put your name in the chat because I don't know who's saying that. We got to let. If you saw her Instagram address, handle, put that up again for me, Ade, and you can send her a message right there, and she'll answer you. That's one thing.
I shall. I'll be happy to.
One of the things I wanted to say is that, you know, when you're a confident person, you are like I am. When you're comfortable in your skin, and you're often happy and you're doing well, people don't think that you have down days.
Yes.
They don't think. I've even had days when I wasn't in a good place, and friends have said to me, well, you can't be down. I mean, what are we going to do? We need you to pick us up. We have bad days too. So I only bring that up to say that if you have a friend that you think, oh, they're all right, you know, they're good. COVID, no COVID, they'll survive. You'd be surprised.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised, absolutely. And having, you know, Mish, it's a big turning point. About 20, maybe 20 years ago, a close friend said to me, Lo, you're such a giver, you're such a healer, blah, blah, blah. What about you? And I remember saying to that friend, there is no me. The me is all my tentacles, the things that I am connected to. That's my me, my sons, my mother, my husband, my family. And eventually, Mish, it was a journey of 1,000 steps, love, but I got there. I found that there was me. And it was because there was a me, I was able to develop all the other bits that I could share with everybody else.
That's right.
And so many of our ladies listening, and maybe even gentlemen, but certainly ladies, they are there too. They think, oh gosh, no, I got my mom, I got my sister, I got this one, that one, the other one. It's a lot, you know, we have a lot on our plate, but we go back into us. And once we get that great feeling in us, and it's work, it's a lot of glasses of champagne and cheap plonk and anything you could find. Yes, cheers, loves. A little rum and coke. And once you get that, you're good to go. You can help. You can make a difference. You know, what is the point of being here if it's only always about us?
Absolutely.
There is no point.
Yeah. It's really about, you know, just to emphasize, it's really about restoring you and taking care of this body, this too, making sure that this is whole. And once this is whole, you can help everybody else.
Yes,
if you're running on half empty, it doesn't help. So it's not about doing just for yourself and not doing for anyone else. Please don't misunderstand me if anyone is assuming it's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is make sure you take care of you, you're in good space, and then reach out to others. And if you're not in a good space, reach out and get that help and support. There's always somebody there that wants to help you. You just have to ask.
And there's so many resources now.
So many resources. Not like when we were growing up, it was taboo.
You to shove it under the table, you know, don't even talk about it.
No, whispers, you know. Yes. I remember in my last role in New York, I was the co-team leader of 26 people, and maybe on a Monday or Tuesday, you know, someone would say, oh, Michelle, I'm off now, off to the shrink, see you tomorrow. Okay. You know, somebody else, oh, therapy, I'll be in late tomorrow. Okay. I mean, nobody blinked an eyelid. It's just like, thank God Julie's going to the shrink tonight. We won't have to deal with it, you know, the breakout we had last week. You know, it was all taken as, this is just part of what they do. And some of us really need it. And that's great.
Yes.
Because they're working with us.
Absolutely, Mission. Some of us really need it. Restore. One of your lovely ladies, Lori, said, so true, restore me. And again, you're going to live your best life when you're all, as much as you can, whole and authentic. You're going to just emanate and give your best life.
And you know what? I'm going to give a little shout out to my sister, because one of the things that I have re-fallen in love with about her is that she is amazing when it comes to literature and poetry. And she was just telling me about the poetry class that she's taking and what she's doing. It's so exciting. So I've already tasked her to send me some great poems. So don't think I forgot, Annette. I'm going to be calling you. And also, she speaks fluent French and Spanish.
Wonderful.
So she's falling in love with French again and taking French classes. Not that she necessarily needs them, but hey, we all need a pop up here and there. But these are the things that she's doing to restore herself, to make herself feel whole. And these are the kind of things that we all should be doing. It's not just about going to the spa and looking pretty. Of course, that's always on the top of my list, but there are lots of other things. You know, a good book, you know, even a good movie, but a good book, some time with nature, all of these things help to restore us.
Absolutely.
So quiet time, not even being still, not even meditating, just being still.
Yes.
So beautiful. It's so beautiful. We don't do enough of it.
That's right.
You've got beautiful, beautiful weather out there. So you're able to meander in the sunshine.
Every day, 3 miles.
Yeah, all right. We've got a dark night and rain here. So that's what you're missing. That's what you're missing. But you know what? We're coming to the end of the show. So
wow. It went so quickly. It went so quickly.
Well, good friends always have a good time.
Certainly. It was just wonderful, Michelle. Wonderful. Thank you.
But I wanted to ask you one more question before you leave. And the question is, what piece of advice, what one thing, what nugget of information could you leave with our audience tonight to just remind them of the importance of confidence, or even just the importance of being during these challenging times? Is there anything that you'd like to impart with them?
You know, I'll just talk about what I've done to get through it, Mish. Like everybody else, I was so undone. I'm a people person. I'm passionate about the things I do. And lo and behold, I had to go again and again deep inside of me to be able to every day give something positive out there to everyone that I met, but especially my family. And so we have to do that. We have to keep going inside, finding the positivity, finding the self-confidence. That to me is what I've had to do. And that is what I would say to your viewers, to keep looking inside, because it is there. It is absolutely there.
Deep within. Thank you so much. That is so beautiful. What a lovely way to end a beautiful conversation. And my sister's saying, I hear you, sis. I know I'm giving you a high five. I know you can't reach me, but hey. But thank you so much, Lorraine, for sharing, you know, some really nice pieces of information here. Again, you know, Joanna's saying thank you for your wise words. And they really are. You know, it's always lovely when you hear it from somebody outside of your circle. You know, sometimes your best friend, your mother, your sister could be telling you and you can't hear it. But the minute it comes from somebody else that you respect or you look up to or you find of interest, then all of a sudden it delivers a different message. And we have Julie here from Atlanta. Julie saying that was wonderful. That was wonderful.
Nish, may I just say one thing very quickly?
Absolutely.
Also, that it's never done. It's never done. Every day is a new day and we're starting again. And some little thing will knock our confidence a little bit, but we'll come back. We'll come back and we'll dig again. So that's really it. It's my favorite thing that I've read of yours recently, where you wrote that you have to turn to love again and again and again, because, you know, it can be hairy.
And love is what will get you through a lot of the times when you're just sort of, I can't do this anymore, you know. It is the thing that will just propel you to keep going, even when you just feel like you cannot go any further. And I know that my mum was very, very ill. I was taking care of her and I was struggling. You know, it was tough. There were days when I just thought, yeah, I just don't think I can do this anymore. But you have to dig deep.
You absolutely do.
And just do what you have to do. So, Lorraine, thank you for being you. Thank you for 35 beautiful years of friendship. And I can't wait to get to California to see you.
Wonderful. I look forward to it, and I'm going to be following the Joy of Connection every week like I do. It's wonderful what you're doing, Michelle. You're doing it for the community, and let me tell you, we are feeling it, we're living it, and we're appreciating it. Lots of love to you, my darling. Be well. Be well, all. Lots of love to everybody who tuned in. Bye-bye.
To the family. Mwah.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful, just to have a conversation with a really good friend who gets it, you know, and I love that she talks about the struggles and the good days and the bad days, because that's it. You know, Brian is saying, what an inspiring interview. Every day is a new day. And that's so true, Brian. We get to do it all over again. I know in the days when I'm really stressed out, when I just think, oh, I've dropped the ball today, or I'm exhausted, or I can't even have this conversation. And I just think, go to bed. Tomorrow is a new day. You can start all over again, fresh. Because we get the opportunity. If we wake up the next day, we get that opportunity to do it again. So I tell all of you, be confident. And where you're not confident, just strive for it every day, just a little bit closer. So thank you everyone for joining us. It was a wonderful, riveting, inspiring conversation. I'm just going to check if there are any more comments. We have Pam saying hi, everyone. Someone else is saying lots of love to all of you. And it said it's a great subject, great guest and host who's going from strength to strength. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's beautiful, sis. Thank you. And, you know, we love your support. So bring the questions in, bring your ideas. And if you guys have anything that you'd like for me to cover, please, we're going to bring up my group, The Joy of Connection. Oh, someone said, I'm so natural, I belong on TV. From your lips to God's ears, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And in fact, thank you for mentioning that, because I'll share with you guys that I have just been offered a little gig with the BBC. It's not a big deal, but I'm going to be on something called Table Talk. So I will post that in the group and let you know more about it. Yeah, on BBC Radio, this is. So we're moving closer and closer to TV. But yes, here's my group, The Joy of Connection. Go to Facebook.com/groups/Joy of Connection. And please post in there any thoughts, anybody you'd love to see, anything of interest, anything that you think would be great. Someone recently asked if we would talk about divine femininity. So that will be coming up. So we do listen to our audience. So again, thank you to everyone for listening. We have Eva saying, thank you, beautiful ladies, and everyone else that has taken the time out of their evening to spend with us. I thank you so much. And all I can say to you, as I usually end the night, is be joyful, be connected, and shine your light. Thank you, everyone.